Watch how he tells this.
To get wet. What's up, everybody? We're going to get this thing going in a minute. If you guys are new, subscribe down below. Hit the like button. Stick the thumb up my ass. We're going to be talking to you guys in the chat about WWE Backlash, Wrestlemania butt pump, whatever this is.
Oh, shit. You're way behind. So.
Oh, yeah, I'm way behind.
This is a very interesting turn of events.
I'm expecting something crazy to happen at the end here.
It's not crazy, but interesting.
Well, I said that all the Usos would be standing tall at the end of the night. That's what I said in the chat earlier. I said they'll all beat the shit out of Cesaro.
Well, you were absolutely right about father-son team winning so they could celebrate that, and it's just so that they can get the belts onto the Usos as a tag team. They had to get it from a face group, not a heel group. So, I mean, what you said the other day made sense. It's just not anything I was interested in, but you were right.
Yeah, no, I didn't like it either. I just thought,
wow.
You know, Vince would love to...
This is interesting.
You know, have this sort of thing.
I don't know where they're going with this ending, but you'll see shortly.
All right, everybody. I'm still watching the event. I guess Seth Rollins is coming out here. I'm way behind, guys, so you have to bear with me for a minute. Seth Rollins is out here. Yeah, it looks like a tar had painted his suit. Wow. Or maybe he just hates Cesaro. What is going on? We just saw like the cameraman set up. That was crazy. What's up, chat? This is crazy. That's why there's not so many people in here watching right now. Everybody's still watching the show. I didn't realize. I thought it was ending. They got me this time. Yeah, Seth Rollins looking like Looks like you got in a fight with Picasso's favorite brush. What's going on, chat? Whoa. Still going down for me. I don't mean...
Yeah, he's beating him down and trying to take out that already injured arm and shoulder. It just doesn't make much sense, though, with Seth. I know he could just hate Cesaro, but it feels like he's joining with Roman, which... I mean, I guess we got to wait. It was kind of interesting. But...
Well, I think it's to, like, almost give Seth his type of match, whatever. I mean, I don't know, man.
I didn't even want to see Jay attack Cesaro after the match. It was just such a great match. Just let it end. Just cut it right there. Kind of took away from this great match.
Well, I don't know, man. Interesting night. I mean, it was not too bad, but it wasn't.
That thing, there really wasn't anything bad tonight. Some things didn't make a great deal of sense, but the problem was between the lackluster booking and the terrible also lack of interest. It was hard to get intrigued or involved with most of these matches.
Yeah, a lot of this stuff was like I was going in already bored, and then they had to, like, basically, like, okay, WWE is going to have to drag me out of this. They're going to have to awaken me to make me interested, which, you know, I can't believe the Drew and Braun match. I thought that was going to be garbage. We were all of us in the chat were saying, we're like, oh, please let this be like 7 minutes and just be over quick. And then it actually ended up being sort of decent in a way. Like, it wasn't
bad. It was better than it had right to be because we all had essentially written it off. But that zombie stuff really...
Oh, my God, killed everything right there, yeah.
That was like, you know, the emergency brakes being hit. And I know they're doing it for a Netflix tie-in, but why? What's the point of any of this? The lumberjack, it makes the Miz look ridiculous that he has to sell like he's getting eaten by zombies. So now what happens tomorrow when we see him and he's fine? That's why I hate those stupid things when they do this kind of stuff. It worked in Halloween Havoc because it was under a Halloween like specific thing, and even that I wasn't crazy about. But this stuff was just talk about cringe. I'm surprised Rhea Ripley retained. Happy, but surprised. I thought Charlotte Flair was going to win here, but you see that that feud will continue. Obviously, Asuka was just obviously here to go ahead, excuse me, and beat her in the meantime.
I just can't believe the zombie stuff because they started okay, right? Like the night started all right, sort of. Like the women was all right and things were going okay. And then the zombie stuff happened and it was just like, oh my God, are you fucking kidding me? Like if you hated lumberjack matches before, like get ready.
I'm already not crazy about triple threats, and we had 2 of them, and then we had this lumberjack zombie match.
It was kind of like, part of me thought it was kind of neat in a way, but then the rest of me was like, what the fuck is going on? And, I don't know, right, dude.
I'm going to get shit for this. We have to start right from the beginning. I didn't love the first match because I felt like the whole purpose of this match was to put over Charlotte Flair.
You thought that was the purpose of it?
That's how it felt to me. The entire time was to put over Charlotte Flair until all of a sudden Rhea was able to hit Riptide on Asuka and pin her while Flair watched. The entire time it was a handicap match. It was Flair versus the other two. The entire time. It was always a 2-on-1 attack. And it always took 2 of them to take her down, but she could do anything to take them down. They had to team up for the double suplex. They had to. It felt like it was constantly. She was just really.
There was a lot of spots. I just felt like there was a lot of spotty things. Like, okay, now we do that.
Definitely a lot of spots. That was noticeable. So that takes you out of it. But it also felt like Charlotte really, really got overpowered in the sense of booking for this match. There were times where she just wasn't on the same level that the other two were. She was viewed ahead in my eyes. You would see it by the way she kicked out, the way she responded to pinfalls, and it just, you could tell. I don't know if it was her attitude or what, but it was just from everything she did. It was always her taking them down, but they had to do a double team move to take her down. It was a double chop. It was a double superplex. It was a double kick. It was double of them throwing her to ringside. So, I mean, constantly they had to go ahead and use a double team. And it wasn't just like an advantage situation. It made it look like they aren't equal. She's too, strong. They're not formidable opponents. Until they team up, they couldn't stop her. I don't feel like it's a nitpick either, because I genuinely feel like it just made Charlotte the focus when Rhea's the champion.
Right. I think that they tried to see. I think you're seeing it wrong, though. I think that they tried to. I mean, not really, because they did. It was weird, but I think they were trying to put over Rhea. Like, I think it was the other way. They tried to put over Rhea with this, but they also tried to keep Charlotte safe, or whatever. So it's one of those things where,
yeah, they tried to have their cake and eat it too, and that's when nothing works.
Yeah,
they can't focus on two.
Why
they
not
have to do
just
one or the other?
Just have Rhea beat Asuka, and then have Charlotte be the next person.
Exactly. You didn't need to make this a triple threat, or if you really need to, don't conduct it this way. But to me, it really felt like, and it wasn't a bad match by any means. That's not the thing. It just made Charlotte look so way overpowered.
How about like Charlotte looking like hookerish here?
She looked very, I don't want to say bizarre in the negative way, just unique. Like, she didn't look like Charlotte. She looked like a different person. I almost didn't recognize her at first.
Yeah, I don't know if it's like...
It felt like she had a stand-in tonight.
Oh, did it? It's
to
all the
me,
surgery.
It looked like it was a different Charlotte.
It's all the surgery, baby. Look at her looking. Reduce the boobies. Now she can get more hang time on those moonsaults. What's up, everybody? For the people that just got here, go ahead and hit that like button and stick the thumb up my ass. I have no idea why my dog is upstairs barking like a fucking maniac. Hit the sub button if you're new, guys. We want to have a subscription party tonight. Cole LW just became a subscriber of the channel. Welcome to the channel. We're live after every WWE event, AEW event, the pay-per-views, and all the other deal. Let's go to the donos and hear what you guys are saying.
We got a new member.
Something's happening.
Yes. Oh, I'm hard. I'm so good. Oh, my God, I'm hard for the new member.
Okay, that was weird. Trey Love, what up? Trey Love 937, he's an OG. He sent me something a few minutes ago or somewhere on Instagram, maybe. Trey Love, I did see that. Maybe you were saying you're going to sub tonight, or not sub, but you're going to member up tonight. Become a member, because everybody loves a member. Like a guy's member down there.
A big throbbing member.
Become a throbbing member tonight for us.
Novak's right, though. She looks different every time we see her.
Oh, yeah.
A shit bomb.
Tonight was really recognizable.
Seeds planted for Roman versus Seth at SummerSlam. Thoughtful face.
I mean, what, as the backup if they can't get The Rock? That's a good point. I mean, maybe. If that's what they're doing.
If they don't do it that way, they could always have Seth go face, or Roman, I don't see Roman turning, but I could see Seth turning.
We're going to have two heels against each other, because how are they ever going to get...
No, I would see Seth go face before Roman would.
He looks
turn
like a
back face.
Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey butt pirate tonight. I mean, I don't know how to...
Yeah, I don't know what you gain from him with that.
The Soundwave.
WWE said Blood and Guts set the industry back 30 years, yet Damian Priest beat The Miz thanks to having zombies in a lumberjack march. At least Trian's Dominic won the tag titles tonight, I guess.
The Soundwave 92, what's up, man? Yeah, it just felt right away that they're going to run with that story, that Vince would love this story of a father and son, like the first ever. Like, you knew that.
It made sense, just wasn't interesting. But now I see where they're going with it. They're going to have both Uso brothers, because they keep saying about being the tag champs. And, so they're clearly need to take the belts away from faces, not heels. Mm-hmm. So they're going to switch them to faces. And who will the crowds get behind?
Yeah. And we'll have 4 to 8 weeks of the father-son combination being like, look at how this is amazing.
Yeah, it'll be about 6 weeks, and then it'll be over with. And now they did say that they're switching up Hell in a Cell to June. Mm-hmm. So that's the way they can do Money in the Bank, hopefully in front of fans in July.
And I think that Hell in a Cell kind of is weird without fans, so that's stupid. Like, I mean, don't even do Hell in a Cell if there's no fans there. I don't know.
If you told me pick one pay-per-view to not have fans at, it would be Hell in a Cell.
Really? Well, I mean, now...
Really, because now it's so difficult to see through the cell the way they do it. It's pretty much like an obstruction when you're there. It's so difficult to even see what's going on. It's kind of a waste when you're there live.
The pay-per-view just sucks anyway. I mean...
And most times it's not a good night or showing. They barely do anything ingenuitive because they have 2 or 3 cell matches a night. So, they all have to outshine each other. And, I would just... that would be the one I wouldn't necessarily, freak out if they had no fans, though.
I just want to mention real quick, I did pin the donation link to the top. There's 2 different links down below, Evil Spectrum and Perfect Sparrow. One of them has a credit card option for the people that asked about that. The second thing is the alerts that are available that are working are listed in the description box down below. So just expand the description box. You'll see all of them. Obviously, I monetized this last night. We had Too Drunk on Christmas and a bunch of other ones. Turkeys. We had the Turkey Dono playing. Some reason the Turkey Dono cuts off halfway through and you can't see it anymore. I don't know what that's about, but it still works. So hit it up if you want to. It's all down below. Give it some love. Become a sub. Hit the like button. And we are 2 patrons away from 300 patrons. If you missed Corrupted Podcast, Garguts buries himself and acts like a dildo on Corrupted the other night on Friday night. And then monetized this last night was interesting.
Garguts versus Drew and
everybody was
versus,
fighting.
pretty much everybody versus everybody. So
yeah, it was a bunch of fights, but also a bunch of fun. Luis Antonio Alejandro was a psycho. He called Arnold Schwartz. That was awkward. Him just spewing out the N-word freely like that.
He called Arnold the N-word. He said it.
But Charlotte, Charlotte looking hot in this photo. Dude, I almost waxed my carrot 7 times. Well,
it was just that looks like Charlotte's stunt double, or you know,
it looks like Charlotte. It looks like Charlotte's fucking fun bag is what it looks like.
Well, here's the thing. You remember the part in like Spaceballs where they get the stunt doubles instead of the actual, people they're searching for? That's kind of what it feels like. Right. Same idea here. So that shit, really needs to go ahead and just be done with. But
looking
so good. What kills me is that if anyone is an Asuka fan at this point, why would you be? She's just been destroyed over and over and over again, relentlessly. It's unrelentlessly, basically. She's just nonstop been destroyed and buried time and time again. They just hand her the Money in the Bank briefcase, and then they just hand her the title with it. She doesn't even get to cash in. And then she does nothing really with the title forever because it plays hot potato with it, all because it's involved in a Sasha and Bailey storyline. So she gets put in the back seat for that, for them two to feud eventually. And not only did she get beat by Rhea Ripley last week, clean, but then she gets pinned today, clean as well. She eats another riptide. So now she's definitely out of the title picture. What's left for Asuka at this point?
Well, they knocked her down a peg for sure. I mean,
more than just a peg. They knocked her back way past, don't
because they want to get to
do not collect $200. She's screwed.
Well, they want to get to the Rhea Ripley Charlotte thing.
I get that, but I mean, rent's due, and
who's going to lose?
Money.
Who's going to lose then?
I get that, but I'm just
saying
because then
if Rhea Ripley takes the
tonight, I wouldn't have had this be a triple threat. I would have saved the Asuka match for tonight if that's the case.
Well, then Asuka would have lost anyway, though, because someone's going to lose.
Someone would have lost, but I wouldn't have had her lose essentially 3 times to get to the pay-per-view. They already did this match last Monday on Raw. And she lost already. So, I mean, that's what I'm saying. You got beat, you get beat again. It just looks humiliating past a certain point.
Right. I mean, Asuka's, taking the back seat a little bit, but I'm not bothered by it because she can come back, man. She's really been pushed pretty well, by Vince, but I don't know. I guess I'm not bothered by it. Someone got to lose.
See, I never feel like she's been pushed well. I think she's had certain adequate moments because they've handed her things, but NXT she was pushed well because she had a certain symbolic nature to achieve with a certain streak in mind. Things were planned and booked ahead. But when she came up, they gave her things. They gave her a Rumble victory, but they had no plans in mind, and she lost at Mania. They gave her a Money in the Bank briefcase, but they had no plans in mind, so they just gave her the belt. And then they didn't have any feuds for her going forward. Mm-hmm. And then the only reason she lost it is because she ran out of the match because she had to go check on her tag partner who left anyways. So it made her look ridiculous. Right. So, I mean, I don't feel like she's ever been pushed. She's just been used.
I'd like to use her.
No doubt about that.
I'll tell you that. I mean, this photo, bro, I'm going to goddamn faint tonight. I'm having problems.
Some people think that Asuka, is going to be with the Alexa Bliss stuff. It could be. Some people think it's still just going to be Shayna Baszler.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. I still can't buy into the whole, Alexa Bliss was making Baszler's legs give out. Like, that's so beyond anything decent at this point.
Well,
Raw makes you sick.
It does. I mean, it does, but it's what are you going to do? I just, and obviously, like, the pay-per-view, again, was better than any of the build-up. So you're just going in cold is what it is. And that's what you can tell by all of us and how just a lot of people in the chat, including myself, of course, how down we were on this, like, oh God, it's going to be terrible. It's, you're going into almost all of these matches just straight up cold because they do such a terrible show every week. And real quick, the announce teams, I mean, my God, man, let me tell you, Pat McAfee is great and Michael Cole is typical, but because McAfee has this energy and doesn't know any better or whatever, is just crazy. That commentary team is so much better. They're like a 7 out of 10 or a 6 out of 10. And the other commentary team with Adnark Verkface or whatever they are, they're just
like a 2.
Awful. Yeah, they're just terrible.
Even a 1, and people are like, oh, you're really going to give it? No, really, it is that bad. There's nothing rewarding about their commentary at all.
Yeah. They were ugly tonight, I'll tell you that. I mean, but again, Pat McAfee makes Michael Cole better somehow. So he
and Luke is saying that Asuka for the majority of last year, she held the Raw's Women's title reign that lasted 234 days, so she's been booked pretty well. But that's the thing. She held the belt, but she never really had any feuds with it. It was more or less used as a prop in the whole, Sasha Banks and Bayley feud that they really had to get through. And then they, bumblefucked all that up anyways, and she lost the belt by running away from her friend, and then it had to come back to her eventually. And
it's one of those things where, like, obviously the booking of everything sucks, so it doesn't matter.
Exactly. So even though she was a champion, it didn't matter because it all just sucked.
But again, somebody's got to lose, so I don't mind her losing because they booked her.
That's the thing. Like, I wouldn't have a problem with her losing tonight if they built it up, but she just lost on Monday already. So, like, this didn't even need to be a triple threat. That's the point.
Yeah, there really shouldn't have been
into.
Should not have been a triple threat. I probably agree with that. I mean, just make Rhea Ripley win, and then it's like, oh, now you got to face Charlotte, and that's a rematch situation.
You could have had Charlotte,
but then Asuka takes the pin
at the end.
But then Asuka still takes the pin. So, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, well, she's gonna take the pin then.
And especially with this opening match, Verk didn't even know what was going on half the time. He actually went ahead and screwed up a couple of moves here. I forget where it was. It was before the Asuka lock. He said something was going to happen, but he didn't say it right. And then he sounded like a coma patient. Like, he was just done for after that. Like, he just gave up.
Well, he's terrible. I mean,
he's awful. But I was shocked that he just had no passion or energy at all for any of this. It was so noticeable, especially right off the bat. I'm not just being like overly critical of Verk here. I had people tweet me that, wow, he really didn't have a lot of energy. Wow, he's sleepy, huh? Wow, what's going on with this guy? I heard it multiple times.
I mean, he sounds he just doesn't know. He doesn't know the moves. He's awkward. It's like it's exactly what you think. He's in some kind of dream job, but he didn't know. But he's a professional enough to call stuff that he can get through it. That's the thing. And I think he'd be good backstage interviewer and all that, and sort of like the opening up guy. Like, guys, tonight we're facing. He's like be great in that position to open a pay-per-view, sitting at the desk. But as far as being the play-by-play guy, I just couldn't be any more wrong. It's just not right at all. I can't fucking believe that the guy is the voice of Raw. I mean, at this point, put Vic Joseph back there.
Exactly.
I feel bad for Vic Joseph. As much as I always crap on him, like, oh, he took my job or they hired him over me, whatever. But fuck all that. Even if that didn't happen, I still think he's not very good. But he certainly deserves it more than this fucking guy who's on there who doesn't know what he's doing. I mean, poor Vic Joseph at this point. Vic Joseph might be a 6 out of 10 or a whatever, but I'll take him over fucking this guy who is a joke.
And people have said in the chat too, oh, he's a known bullshitter, and that was what Broken Gaz was talking about. And one of the dumbest hires, Kincaid said, and I agree with Mr. Kincaid. It's embarrassing. They want that ESPN notoriety, so they can say. But like I said, he has no. You might like I like. I like football, but I don't know stats, positions. But you would have to know all current players' stats. If I was going to go out there and call, and I don't know the current roster, what good am I? I don't know where they went to college. I don't know what they played for before this, and I don't have that kind of diverse knowledge for that particular sport. Same thing for wrestling. If you don't know and you don't have an interest in learning, don't try. Just they should not bring these people on.
I mean, I don't blame him for trying to get a job and doing.
I don't blame him. I blame WWE for doing this yet again.
That's what I mean. I blame them. They're fucking stupid. Like they didn't.
I don't blame anybody. If they found a homeless guy with an amazing voice again on the side of the road and hired him, and he didn't even know what wrestling exists, I don't blame him. I blame WWE.
Yeah, I mean, this guy conned his way.
Some people aren't crazy about Pat. Actually, Janelle just said it. She doesn't like Pat in commentary. I think he's growing into more of a regular, steady commentator. I think he's still learning. Tonight, his mic messed up quite a bit, too. It kept cutting him off, if you noticed.
They were probably cutting him off.
There was quite a few times after they had one of the table spots where it kept going out, too.
So. Yeah, they might have messed up a wire.
They had issues, and I noticed him keep cutting out, and Michael Cole just kind of kept talking till they could fix it the first time. But I think he's got a lot of energy. He's got a lot to offer on the SmackDown side of things. He's got a great deal of knowledge, but he doesn't bullshit. And like when he doesn't know, he doesn't lie and try and flub. He admits it. Oh, what move is that? That was a Canadian Destroyer. Oh my God, that's insane. I've never seen that before. That is, he says things like that. That's believable. That works. And then he shows a great deal of interest, and he can be a bit of a prick and a bit of a heel, and he adds a bit of interest to the commentary and to the match, and it just works. And he even brings something enjoyable at times out of Michael Cole, which is not an easy feat.
Right. People are sending me the pictures of the camera that we saw.
Oh yeah,
the director title screen or whatever that pulled up.
It's pretty funny.
I mean, I don't think that was on purpose, but
no, that was clearly an accident. Somebody would say, "What's for the Fiend?" But no, that was clearly.
Yeah, somebody switched to the. I don't even know how they punch that in as a camera angle, because that's just a monitor.
Yeah, so that's just their monitor overlay, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming somebody. That's the backstage. That's the truck, though.
That's what I'm saying. So
yeah, it's weird that they patched
that's
that
their
in.
feed because they could see all of the pictures in each one of those monitors.
Why is that able to even go over the air? Is what I'm wondering. Or if I know it's running in the background all the time, but it's
I think they use that to for like their DVDs and scenes and stuff. They go ahead and they bring those up, and then they're like scene, movie, take, stuff like that. So yeah, D. Welsh, I saw you say it before. Sasha saying, "Let me in." I mean, maybe she's just riling up fans. She's on Raw, or she's not Raw. I mean, she's on SmackDown.
That, or she's pregnant with Bray's third kid with a different person.
Could be. That's why he's depressed. He doesn't want another child.
You're damn right. That could be
shit bomb.
100% what it is.
You become
shit.
A shit bomb.
Nick Grasso's taking over.
WTF was the zombie crap this a circus?
I don't know, man. It was just bad. I did not like it. Somebody said if AEW did it, you'd like it or whatever, and I'm like, I don't know.
No, we wouldn't. No, we wouldn't, because there's been things they've done that we have certainly criticized them for and crapped on. So here's the thing. When they first had the backstage stuff and we saw the zombies, I'm like, oh, that's silly because they're doing an ad tie-in. I'm like, they're not really going to bring zombies to the ring, right? Right?
I mean...
Oh, God, no, please, no. Like, I couldn't believe it after that. Like, it was funny at first. He walks in, he sees the zombies, and I'm like, all right, I guess it's a tie-in for Batista's movie. That's funny. And I wanted The Miz to go back in there and not see anything. Like, I thought they'd do something like that. Like, he's losing it. Like, it's stupid anyways, but at least that would have been like, ha, funny, you're losing your mind.
Yeah.
That's what I thought they were going with it. Not in a million years did I expect them to actually have zombies come to the ring and then munch on The Miz's dick. Like it was a snack.
That was weird. I actually worried right away.
It was beyond cringy. It was just dumb. It made me feel... I like wrestling. I like watching... I was looking forward to certain matches here, but this... I wasn't even looking forward to this match to begin with, and then I was upset that it was a friggin' lumberjack match, and then they turn it into this? Can you imagine how Damian Priest must feel that he openly admitted that he was going to, face being fired if he made Bad Bunny look bad? And if that angle didn't go over well at Mania, he was done for. And he's still got to deal with this shit with zombies. And he just got done, losing his title with the Halloween Havoc stuff, with the graveyard and whatnot. Like, come on, this poor guy just can't catch a break.
Yeah, I immediately thought they were going to do something, and then I went, no, you know what it is they'll just come out, it'll be like a theme, and then I'm like, are they really going to be the Lumberjacks? And then when they were, it was just like, this is fucking ridiculous. Like, I can't believe this is that really, like, it really brought the whole night to a dead stop at that point. Like, the night needed to get going again after that. I'll say about this, it could have been worse, this pay-per-view, this show, Backlash, whatever.
It wasn't bad. And I know we skipped the match to get to the Damian Priest there. So really quick, Dolph Ziggler, Robert Roode, they come out. They
look great when they came out.
Ray and Dominic. This was a good tag match. It was. I just didn't care. I wish I could. But it just became so obvious by how they were attacking Dominic beforehand, and they really, really, really sold on commentary. Not only the father-son team, but the verbal beatdown as well that Ziggler and Roode were placing upon Dominic. Yeah. I mean, they really wanted to berate and just tear him down, which was to show, like, hey, you can't beat us. You can't, you'll never be anything. You'll never amount to nothing. And then, oh, look at that. He won. And sadly, he is so light that when he got the frog splash on Roode, it looked like he barely landed on him. It looked like he had a pillow land on his chest.
Yeah, it didn't look very good.
Unfortunately, it didn't look great. Sorry.
I felt that Roode didn't sell it, really. He just laid there.
Roode didn't really sell it. That's the thing. He could have made it look more impactful.
Roode actually
didn't do a damn thing. And, of course, Dominic doesn't want to hurt him, so he's not going to land full force, but he should have. If he wasn't going to sell for him, make him sell.
I mean, I'm glad you brought that up because I thought that immediately when I was watching. For some reason, Roode sold afterwards that his belly and his stomach were crushed. But the move itself, Roode just laid there flat and didn't react like at all. And which I don't know if that was on purpose. It was like he was disgusted.
I don't know what it was. It was weird, but whatever. They still got to celebrate with the titles. Kayla Braxton comes out, and they had a really good match. They had a lot of really good moments in this match too. Ray just barely beating the refs count. That was great. Ray getting the double DDT. That was great as well. Ziggler, had Dominic almost kick out of a few near fall scenarios as well. And yeah, I mean, there was quite a bit, but I did feel like the ending made it look anticlimactic, but didn't really detract from the match overall. I just wish he had more of a sell for the ending. Because the 619 that Ray hit, Roode sold, that looked good. And then Ray takes out Ziggler. We're like, all right, here we go. Big frog splash, and then nothing.
Yeah, I agree. It's just there was something missing there, but whatever. It was a little thing. And again, I was waiting to see, because I was 100% convinced. I said this in the chat. I go, 100% Dominic comes out at the end, and they win the belts, and whatever. We all know that at this point, I would think. But what I was waiting to see was how emotional it would feel when he comes out there like, I'm still alive, and then he gets in there and saves his dad maybe or something. And it really just was kind of like they walked through what you thought was going to happen. So you saw it happen, and that was about it. It really didn't feel that crazy. I think what we're going to, and when I was wondering if it would, I think if fans were there, it would have been better. And if they built it even more, the build for Dominic, and when he came out, maybe it would have gotten cheered for, and it would have been way more exciting and whatever. But now it's really going to be
weird that they didn't do this in front of fans at Mania.
Yeah.
Or they didn't. Yeah, like I said, this should have been the feel good moment that they had at Mania. They didn't really have any of those. It was a very heel heavy Mania. And
really now it's not necessarily about the match and what happened in the moment, because that didn't work out that well. It didn't really make you feel, because they could have done it perfectly that made you feel like, oh, like, wow, yeah, dad and son.
They waited till tonight to hammer home the father-son thing, really. They mentioned it the other day, but, they didn't...
Well, because if they did that, they felt they would have given it away for sure. Like, oh...
I guess, maybe, but they could have booked this differently beforehand. We know it. We could come up with 100 ways apiece, and it's like...
It just sucks without the crowd, is all...
I mean, everything sucks without the audience.
The story is going to be now. The story is going to be like, look what we did, man. We won the titles... Like, the story is really going to be now, because they're going to play all the histories, and this is
hopefully they build Ray and Dominic for a little bit, and then from there they they get some good defenses, and they get beat by the Usos for the tag titles. I mean, I eventually see everybody holding the gold, And then I think the story they kind of want to tell, it almost seems like, is if what happens if Roman loses his title, but they have their tag titles. They said, does that make us the head of the table?
Right.
So it's an interesting story arc there as well. I'm not sure if they'll explore it, but there's a lot of interest. I mean, everything that comes down to it tonight is basically dealing with Roman. That was all the highlight for me. So
yeah. I guess there's not a whole bunch more I can say about too much.
No, we talked about the zombie stuff. That was ridiculous. So Bianca Belair and Bayley, it was a good match. And I like what they gave here. Again, coming after the zombie stuff, though, I was so defeated and just frustrated with zombie lumberjacks. Zombie fucking lumberjacks to promote a movie that Batista's not even showing up for. A stupid zombie movie. I mean, it could be the best thing ever, but still, come on. Zombies and for no reason. It wasn't even like a fiend angle, or these guys don't do magic, and it's just so frustrating. It really is. So they go ahead and they have this great match for the most part. I mean, pretty good. I knew that Bianca Belair was going to retain. Didn't feel like Bayley had a chance ever. And then coming off of the zombie thing, it just didn't feel interesting. So it didn't take me out of it.
Yeah, I was, it's just obvious that Bayley was going to lose too, so there was nothing in this match. This was just an enhancement for Bianca, which is fine. It was nice, and that's all it was. It was just a nice enhancement, show-off of Bianca, and that's really it. There really wasn't much else to say about that one because
No. Then we had the triple threat, Bobby Lashley with MVP.
I'd rather have Mustafa Ali's terrorists come in than the zombies.
Yeah, it would have been better. Or at least have the zombies on the outside of the area near the TVs or something, but then there's real lumberjacks, I guess. Because then it's like, oh, it's a theme. We get it. It's a movie. But then there's no real zombies grabbing the wrestlers. Gerald Armstrong, thanks for becoming a $5 shit bum. You turn me on, brother. Gerald.
Oh, I started to mention the other match, and yes, thank you again. But kickoff show had Sheamus with his Open U.S. title. I don't mind that being on the kickoff show. It's a good spot for pay-per-views. And he does and Ricochet comes out in basically street clothes, like he really rushed out there.
Roman Reigns is the best wrestler in the world
he ran
right
out
now.
there.
The man hasn't even had one bad match yet since he turned heel. He is not like Charlotte Flair burying talent. He makes people look good than Charlotte. Charlotte didn't take the pin. Selfish bitch.
Charlotte never takes the pin.
Thanks, Pacharo. I mean, dude, Roman is fire right now. I mean, Roman's the only like legit. We'll get to that match in a few minutes because that match was worked pretty damn well, like, and very classic, like, almost. Interesting psychology in that last match. So Roman's looking great. I didn't love it really, to be honest, but.
And yeah, Tim, Batista put on Twitter, I'm sorry I couldn't be there, but I'm sending my zombies, my friends, whatever, that crap. So it was just a paid advertisement that somebody
What is pedophile Hollywood friends?
He didn't tweet that himself. That was a PR firm.
Wow.
There's no way he was doing any of that. But in any event, Ricochet comes out in street clothes halfway, and Sheamus is calling him Ricky, kicking him. That was funny. They had a really, really great 450 splash for a super close near fall. I thought Ricochet was going to get it. Didn't happen. I was like, wow, this could actually be his moment to shine. And then Sheamus gets up not long after and just hits Ricochet with a huge knee strike and just pins him. I was like, damn, that looked quite effective. So it sucks that, Raw can never have any decent matches, but then we get this on the kickoff show, and this could have been a feud that they could have built up for to actually be at the pay-per-view. And instead they give it to us on a kickoff show. That's how little they see in Ricochet. It's just maddening.
But they like Sheamus, so I mean, at least he's involved with someone they seemingly like, I guess, right? I mean,
I guess, but it doesn't really feel that way. So, and back to the triple threat, we go ahead and we have Bobby Lashley, taking on Drew and Braun. Most of this was the Drew and Braun show here. Bobby gets somewhat put through the LED boards. Didn't look as good as the first time when Braun put him through. The pyro was a little late, and it just didn't look good. And then Lashley was out till the very end of the match, where he came out of nowhere, threw McIntyre out, and then speared and pinned Braun for the win. So he disappears for what felt like 10 minutes. I think it was only like 5 or 6. But he went and took a nap and then came in to finish the match. The match was just a bunch of big spots, not much wrestling. They were just trying to, this big clothesline, this LED board.
It's one of the best Braun matches though that I've seen, to be honest. Like, he took a Michinoku driver, he did some crazy double clothesline dive off the apron. I mean, I hate his matches usually. I mean, this wasn't very good, but it wasn't crazy good, but it was like
certainly better than usual performance, but a lot of that relied on Drew and Bobby, so
I mean, I don't know. I mean, he took a Michinoku driver, he dove off the thing. I mean, he could have done that to somebody else, but I mean, I don't think any of them are that great. I think Bobby Lashley's pretty boring usually in the ring, and so isn't Braun, and probably Drew is the most agile, charismatic in the ring of the three. And so this match really had no business being above a 3 out of 10 to me, and luckily it was a 5 or 6 or something, or 7.
Drew was impressive with quite a few things here, and thankfully saved it for me.
The stage stuff was fun a little bit. We've seen that before, but
we've seen it, so it's uninspired. And if you're going to do something like that, do it better than the original, and that's certainly not what happened.
Well, I don't. The reason why I don't mind it is because it wasn't a Raw moment where they wanted to shock everyone into, oh my god, and we got to go to commercial and someone's going to the ambulance. Instead, it was just the guy got thrown through a screen. It blew up, and we don't know, is he all right?
Yeah, it's just because they don't know how to book triple threats, and they needed to get him out of there for the next 6 to 8 minutes.
Right, and then
that's what sucks. So now instead of having him just sleeping on the outside looking weak, they throw him to the stage, and now he can not be involved directly for the next remainder.
The problem is the match actually started building momentum, which is something we always talk about, a crescendo or a momentum moment. It actually built this momentum that was like everything they did. Like, the match started raising up a level, and I was like, wow, this match is going up. It's trending upward like a good stock. And then all of a sudden, as it was trending up, like in a good way, and I'm like, maybe I'm going to give this a 6 or 7, or maybe I'll give this a 7. Maybe I'll give this a 7.5. And then all of a sudden, it was over, and then Bobby Lashley's back. Oh, I take the win from you. And it was like, oh, so it was still good, and it was like, okay, good enough, 6 out of 10 maybe, or whatever. But it's weird to say this, but if a couple more things had happened and somebody had gotten busted open, this match could have gotten to a 7.5 for me, which I would have been shocked.
And they didn't do the stupid train sounds.
Yes, they did not. Now, I don't know. There's 2 reasons why they didn't do it. Number 1, Braun said, stop making me fucking seem like a fucking tardo and stop playing that shit. People are making fun of me online, and I like AR-15s. Or, number 2, they knew that this spot was going to be intercepted, and so they didn't bother ringing the fucking train thing because it didn't work. And then he got belly to belly or whatever, belly to back, whatever what happened. So it's like, so when you don't hear the train sounds, he's not going to hit it? Or did he say...
Basically, that's what it seems like. So now it's going to be telegraphed every time, and that's sloppy. And
Or did he say, no more train sounds, no more
hopefully that's the case, and they're just done with it. They realized it made him look ridiculous, or more ridiculous. Right. And this match needed blood. That's the one thing I do give AEW credit for. They do overutilize blood at times. They'll let everybody bleed. But I'm at least thankful that we have it when we need it. And this match was one of the ones that, they've had this bad feud between Drew and Bobby for quite some time. And then Drew and Braun have been teammates, then, enemies, then bitter enemies. Then they work together. It's been all over the place. So you don't know who's coming from where. Things need to be said. Things that, it should be this huge blood feud. But instead we're getting this ridiculous triple threat that barely makes sense. Yeah, really, I agree, Stephanie Quinn. Lashley had to take a shit. He disappeared. And then once he remembered, hey, I got to wipe. Oh, wait, we're out of toilet paper. I'll just use the bidet.
He poo-pooed
and then
himself.
That was it. There just was no intrigue to this because, again, Roman's not going to lose. Bobby wasn't going to lose. I wasn't entirely sold on the SmackDown thing, but it seemed, as you said the other day, it looked like Ray and Dominic were going to win. Uh-huh. I wasn't thrilled about it, but, it seemed logical, like something they would tout and go for. Everything was just predictable, and that's troublesome because there's no surprises. There's no anything worthwhile. And then you had this great main event, really, really good. They slow it down. not all these crazy spots. They tell a great story. They're very competent in what they're doing. Cesaro sells like $1 million. He gets some incredible offense himself. They elevate each other for these great moves. Almost a 30-minute match. Well sold and delivered the entire time. Cesaro with the shoulder injury, it almost seemed legit. He couldn't, that's what took him down really, but he ends up passing out at the end and the referee calls for the bell. Roman obviously retains, but wow, what a match. It just sucks that they built Cesaro for a few weeks and now he lost clean and that's it. What other, he can't really go for the belt again. Like what claim can he say? I didn't quit. You made me pass out. Like there's no chance for him to recover there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what you can do there. I just don't.
So they beat their new fresh face, baby face,
right,
in one cycle, and he's done for. And then after the match, it really all came to Seth Rollins. So that'll be where he goes for his feud. He'll face Seth again, but he already beat Seth, so it just feels more like been there, done that, instead of something exciting.
Right.
So not a great ending. I wouldn't have done the Seth Rollins stuff. I was really, really, really all about that main event.
He looked ridiculous.
That was like an 8 or 8.5 main event for me until the Seth Rollins stuff happened. So,
Dustin, I'm glad you're up 20K, man. Hey, show up to next week's show, brother. Come on out to next week's show, man. I enjoy your driving videos. Your Uber stuff's good. I like it. But yeah, show up to monetize this. Actually, Dustin, hit me up too, man. We can always do something. Just email me, joecronshow@yahoo.com. I tried tweeting you, but you haven't tweeted in like forever or something like that. I'm like, oh fuck, he's not responding to those. Shit bum. Comes a shit bum.
You become.
What up, Gerald Armstrong? How's your mom doing, brother?
Correction to my dono, it's Muhammad Hassan.
Muhammad Hassan. What up, Gerald Armstrong? What did he say about that? Did I miss that earlier? I don't remember that. Do you know what he's talking about?
No.
He said something earlier, but I don't know if it was. I don't know what it's related to. Anyway, Gerald Armstrong, thanks, man. I forget.
I'm high, anyways.
Oh yeah, no. He did the $5 donation. And he said something earlier. I just don't remember what it was now. He said he'd rather have Mustafa's terrorist. That's what he said.
Okay, Muhammad Hassan.
Now I get it.
That's what he meant. Gotcha.
The
now
PPV was all right for 5/10.
What up, Steve Callan? Thanks for the $2, Canadian man. Oh, Canada. Pay-per-view is all right. Nice, Dustin. I got to come gambling with you, bro. I need to pay the IRS $50,000. We need to hit on some blackjack over there or something.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, it was a tough
Thanks,
weekend and shit, weekend, and I was hoping tonight would be working out well. I wanted to unwind and have a good show, and there was good wrestling, but all that storytelling for nothing was just so disappointing. I agree with Tiger Boy.
Oh, here comes Deftones. What up, Deftones?
Rest in peace, Miz and Morrison. They need to come out
later.
as zombies Monday. Solid show, nothing too great, but it was solid. 5 out of 10. I'm happy Bayley has come into her own the last year. Wonder if they are saving Becky for SummerSlam or she's coming soon.
I don't know, man. I'm hitting that level with Becky where I don't care anymore. Deftones, thanks for the $4. My thing is, like, dude, she'll come when she comes at this point. I'm so sick of talking about her every 2 seconds, but I get it. Probably SummerSlam.
People saying Cesaro got buried. They want off air with him after losing to freaking Roman.
Really?
2. Asuka is boring, being tired her for a while, she needs go away a bit. Charlotte looked best she ever has. 4. Garntier mentions Zombies Wednesday.
Zombies Wednesday. Guarantee AEW's mentioned Zombies Wednesday.
That or they'll do something on BTE where they'll have like a Necronomicon, or they can't resist. They always have to bring up these things.
Nomicon.
They will. They've done stupid like shit with storylines before just to think they're making fun of WWE, but I feel like that always makes them look more stupid. It's like you're just admitting that you're watching them.
There was no gas today here. Finally in Massachusetts, no gas, everybody. Joe Bless, what up, Joe Bless? I want to see. Anybody seen Mikkel's mother's pussy tonight? Look in the chat for it. It's out there somewhere.
Hey Joe and Jake,
Yeah.
I just tuned in after 2 double Imperial Leaper Manimlet.
Oh, fuck
This
yeah.
Glenn Gerberty has a point. Wrestling dead. What you think of that? Compared to then and now ratings.
Well, listen.
Love you guys.
Joe bless. I mean, we've kind of been on to this since I started this show.
Yeah, Joe bless.
You know, and it's unfortunately coming true, Joe. Bless you. Thanks for the $12, brother. But dude, it's like this is what's been going on, man. It's dead. The ratings are dead. They're going to keep going down. They need to figure this out.
They're not bringing in new
a shit bomb
viewers at all.
Still no
Right.
Becky. Short PPV thought tonight was the night. Would have left a better taste in our mouths with a surprise return. Bad night.
Yeah, well, Adam Telmaj, thanks, man. Would have left a better taste in our mouths with a surprise return.
Yeah, like had they done something not as predictable, because they already had the Seth stuff happen, and Seth was involved the other day. Like I don't want to see Seth Rollins and Cesaro at all. We've dealt with that since the Rumble and then through Mania, and now again. Like, who wants to deal with any of this? It's just not interesting. We saw Cesaro topple him, so what's the point?
Yeah, I don't.
Now he's just got to get revenge again, so he just beat Cesaro again. Then they showcased the UFO move that he did, I think 5,000 times on SmackDown the following 8 weeks. It's ridiculous, but my Christ, what more can we get out of this? Talk about squeezing, blood from a stone. There's nothing left. Give up. And then they beat Cesaro already. So if they were going to have Seth come out, he should have disqualified Cesaro. So at least he would have had an out. Anything.
I agree. I think they should.
Cesaro's done now. He
I
has
bet
no
Hell in
claim to the
Cell
title
Roman
at all.
versus Jimmy, I quit.
Ooh.
Where does Jay stand? Then he quits for this brother this time. Rehash.
I'm surprised about that. I thought we were going to get an answer to that situation by the end of the night. I thought they were all going to unite, and there would be this. Oh my God!
No,
they're
apparently
all
there's going to
together.
be this dissension between Jimmy and Roman ongoing. But the plans that they have is to have them to win the tag titles and all be together, and then Roman eventually, like SummerSlam time, loses his belt. I guess if they do go through with the Rock thing, or they could go some other ways. But still, if he loses his belt, they had the story of they still have theirs, and Jimmy, that's when he becomes, again with that, I could be the head of the table now because I'm still a champion, and that's when they all turn on each other finally.
Okay, wow, man.
Because think about how much story they have till then. They could really, I don't want to say milk this, but they've been doing a great job taking their time with it, and it's been interesting.
I think they could keep milking it the rest of the goddamn year.
I only watched beginning of
At least
show,
for
then
SummerSlam.
caught the finish. Zombies were dumb like a Halloween theme in May, and how they covered Miz after match was dumb. Maybe should have been indigenous PPF from Damien's hometown. Charlotte's face becoming unrecognizable.
Yeah, Charlotte's. Because it's weird.
We got the indigenous natives, Joe.
It's just funny that she goes from mangled to hot. You don't know what the fuck Charlotte is going to look like from week to week or whatever. You don't know what Charlotte are you going to get, It's just kind of fucking hilarious. But,
Make sure you keep those donations flowing in.
I'm going to keep them donations
Dustin
flowing.
chimed in as well. So.
Ooh, the driver, baby. He's got to be driving.
I told him, I said, are you counting cards yet? But he said he's too messed up to count. So I said,
yeah,
21, hit me.
I got to get down there and play blackjack with him, man. I got to pay the fucking IRS.
I love poker and blackjack, cards, all that stuff. That's how Danny knows how to play it all, because I always play with her, grandfather and stuff. I was
going to say,
cards.
be careful what you say next. That was getting weird almost.
Oh, Daddy Joe, don't tease me.
Well, I like to tease.
Ooh, I know.
All right, let me go back. Let me say one last thing. In the chat, give me your amounts. What do you guys think tonight? Out of 10, what was WWE? And we'll go back to the donations. We'll go right back to the donations, okay? We're coming up on a couple. Out of 10.
This says, I've been watching Charlotte for a decade, and my penis still isn't sure what to think. Yeah.
Yeah, no, we're pretty confused about Charlotte.
We are absolutely confused.
What do you think? Do you think she's hotter now, or do you even know what she looks like?
I don't know what to make of her. Like, tonight was a great look. I really quite liked how she looked tonight, but it was just so vastly different than what she usually looks like. Excuse me.
It was just so Vaseline different.
Yeah, vastly different.
I don't know why, dude, but it sounded like you said Vaseline. I don't know why, and it was just fucking creepy as hell.
Could have been. Well, I'm
sorry, you guys. You guys been staring
nice and silky smooth.
You've all been staring at a blank screen for the last 30 seconds. My bad, bro. All right, let's play it up. Oh.
A dick out because you donated $50. You
Oh,
donated
shit.
$50, motherfucker boy. I'm a rich motherfucker.
You have a great night, cool face.
Oh,
100.
shit. Dustin is driving. He is here. We were looking for him the other night on Monetize This, and he showed up tonight to drop the $50.
Now he's going back to playing blackjack. So,
Oh
thank
my
you, buddy.
God!
See you.
A classic
Good luck.
donation, Dustin. That's one of my first donations ever from 6-7 years ago. Now you donated $50.
I remember when that came out, and Jesse just could not stop laughing.
Yes, we all love.
Remember
the
how much that
$50,
cracked him up the first time, though?
Yeah, dude. Again, that was pretty.
He lost it. Like he
Isn't
was
this-
squealing like a pig, like that high pitched laughter that you rarely hear him do.
Right.
It was great.
Unbelievable. Dustin is driving with the $50 bomb.
Yeah,
Also,
and like you said, as long as you win under $1,200 a hand, no taxes. That's true.
Yeah, Dustin is driving, and he's got a great channel, by the way. Check him out on YouTube. Guys, he's got a fuckload of subs, and he does great content. He was breaking down the other day. He breaks down a lot of the videos, Uber videos, robberies, and stuff like that. And what I like about him is there's another... oh, shit. I watched that Active Self-Protection channel, and now I'm going to watch all of Dustin's fucking Uber robbery videos. What up, Julio?
Bobo versus Drew Hoss battle makes you look like kindergarten. Should do more of that. Bailey was great tonight as well. Shame about Bianca botching the pin.
Bianca botching the pin. Did you notice that? Because I missed that then.
Yeah, when she went for the ending, but it didn't look horrible, I thought. The braid slipped out, so basically it was kind of a botch, but it still worked. Didn't look that bad, I thought.
Yeah, I didn't... okay, so it didn't...
Compared to the stupidity we saw of the zombies and all that insanity before, like the hair moving.
Hey, this is
at
for
the
Dustin.
end,
Listen to this.
How much further do you want me to dox you?
This is Drew threatening to dox people. Listen to this son of a bitch. You hear this?
How much further do you want me to dox you?
How much further do you want me to dox you? That's Drew, dude. That's Drew getting liquid courage because in real life he'd be
I
knocked
guess
out.
so.
Listen.
How
luck,
much
Dustin.
further do you want me to dox you?
How much further do you want me to dox you? Now listen to this one.
I'd find a dead fetus and bathe in its amniotic fluid.
That's your friend, Dustin? Real great. Real good
Yikes.
stuff. Real good stuff. Unbelievably terrible stuff. Like coming out of Drew. I mean,
Ferguson.
guy should be sick of himself.
I ate your cum and it threw me over the border.
What kind of insult is that, by the way? I ate your cum and it threw me over the border.
I ate
Pirates.
your cum and it threw me over the border.
That is a drunk response.
That's almost like Tommy's. I had a bowl of. Your mom ate a bowl of cum soup and it was from me. That's exactly what that reminded me of. Like,
yeah.
oh yeah, well, your mother ate a bowl of cum soup and it was from me.
That's exactly what it lines up with.
I don't know what I was saying, but what you were saying before this, I'm sorry, but like
I don't. It was just. I said before I was going to read people's ratings in the chat, but I was saying, yeah, no, pretty much I agree. It's pretty ridiculous how Ricochet did get the Ryback pyro. That was pretty funny. You know, a few people brought that up. How he got the pyro that happens, the concussive blast in the background.
Right.
So that's cool that he got that when they go back live. But it's funny that we were just talking about it. Be the Messiah gave it a 5. Same thing with Broken Gazamania. Steven and Joseph Raymond went ahead, gave it a 7. Foot Rub, JCS Foot Rub gave it a 69. Neil the One, Real Harsh, 2.5. Brandon, 4.5. Ace Man, 2. Alexa Play, Despacito, 4 out of 10. There you go. Marvelous and Colonel Stutters is 5 out of 10. Same thing with Juan Espinoza.
Woo, Juan.
So,
Speaking of Juan,
Stephanie
Julio
gave it a 3.
Julio Scissors donated earlier, and what a name that is.
That's a hell of a name.
That's like a
Jinder Mahal gave it a sleep out of 10. Dale said 6 out of 10. So a lot of that's what I was going to go with, is a 6 out of 10, because I really like that main event. Like I would give that an 8.5 if they had just ended it after Cesaro lost. But it got taken down because not only did they have to go with all that afterward shit with Seth and whatnot, but like I said, it is upsetting booking wise that they had zombies and that Cesaro's done for now.
You're done by.
Doesn't quite make sense. I could even say 5.5, but 6 seems about fair because that really was an excellent match. The triple threat, had some decent spots before this. Bailey and Bianca had a decent match. I don't really care about the braid coming loose at the end. It didn't look that bad to me. She was still able to get the pin. The zombie stuff gets a 0, so that takes the score way down. Should be a negative, but I don't want to screw up the score that much. You get your feel-good moment with Ray and Dominic, and then the opening, Rhea retains. And it's weird because now they're having the Thunderdome cheer Rhea again. So I guess she's a face now? They keep flipping her. So. 1 week she's a heel, next week she's a face. I don't know what they're doing, but...
Maybe they don't know. I mean...
They don't know. That's the problem.
You're right. I guess that is it. They don't know. But now they know. And it makes sense because they made Charlotte the heel, Asuka's the loser, and they got to do something with them. So... And I could not find the bowl of cum soup. I'm sorry. I looked for that clip, everybody. People were asking me about it. I could not find your mom made a bowl of cum soup. I will find it. Julio, thank you, man. What a funny fucking name that is. I just can't get over that. I'd give the show tonight a man, I don't know, 5 or 6. I give Raw is normally a 2 or a 3 out of 10, so I'd probably give this like a 5 out of 10 or a 6. But I'll go 5 out of 10. 5.5 out of 10 tonight for me.
Yeah, that seems fair. I was going at a 6, so that sounds about right.
Okay.
Mandy Rose just posted bikini pictures on Instagram saying, "Who's watching Backlash?" Apparently nobody, they're too busy whacking off to Mandy Rose posting bikini pics on Instagram.
Right.
I am kind of surprised that they move Money in the Bank, but they like having Money in the Bank in front of fans. Yeah. I had a lot of fun with the Money in the Bank stuff with the ladder match. I wish Brock didn't come out and win it, but it was crazy.
Yeah.
But that match was a hell of a thing to see live. I mean, Finn Balor and Mustafa Ali damn near killed themselves that night.
Oh my God, I found it, Jake.
You know what?
You did find it. Yeah.
I found it.
You know what? I fucking came in a bowl and your mother drank cum soup from me.
What a classic.
You know what?
Yeah, Longstroke gave it a 2 out of 10. Ryan gave it a 4.
Your mother drank cum soup from me.
Your mother drank cum soup from me. I got a lot more.
I want to slap the fucking black off his face.
Oh, man, I got them all.
He's fucking dead!
You're fucking making fun of a dead man.
He's fucking dead!
Oh my God, I'll blow my voice out if I do that.
I don't know who screams better, that one or when Bullfrog yells to shoot you. Like, I'll shoot you. Like, they both have that same high-pitched freak out. Yeah.
What you do? You could not let the...
That, or when I'll shoot you, Joker. Like, the two of them, they both get to that next decibel level that blows out the mic.
Joe, I swear to God, if you don't stop, I will shoot you, Joe Cronin.
Wow. Yeah. I mean...
Blows your eardrums out.
Here's another one.
It is fucking hard.
I like all the people saying that was WCW RoboCop stupid on Twitter. They're not wrong, but I mean, like, what a reference. How that became topical again because of, A&E and a few other. Yeah.
They should do it. Bring it back.
I want to find you and I want to take a porcupine and jam it up your ass.
Oh, God. We got to go over to the donos again. Let me go back to the donos.
We do. And did you see
get your stuff in, guys, with what you guys want to say. Get your stuff in now. We'll play your donos on the air. I want to hear what you guys are saying. What about Christopher Daniels' cock?
Did you see his eye?
No. Is it mangled?
Oh, it is horrific. It's all blood red, and the entire eye just is black with a bruise around it.
What did he get? What did he get? Oh, that was because the real shot he took the other day.
Yeah. On when they had their breakup tag
I thought he cut himself, but was it an accident?
I don't know, but here I'll tag you.
I never went back to look to see how the injury happened. I never went. And by the way, shout out to Dustin is Driving and his big ass YouTube channel. He's gonna have millions. Dustin is the top dog right now. He's overtaken almost everybody in the $50 spot. Let me go ahead and play.
Joey
this one
Janela
right
commented on it and just said, "Jesus fuck." So if he says that, you know it's bad. But I don't know what the spot specifically was that he got injured with. I don't know if it was the kick or the knee or.
It's got to be a knee or maybe. I mean, I don't know. It was real though.
I mean,
guess.
plus they had the blade job
Love
too.
937 tipped $5. I am now a member of the JCS Army OYEAHHHH hash niggers for Trump.
Oh, Trey Love supporting Donald Trump. What's up, brother? You're still loving Trump, huh, Trey Love? Oh my goodness. Thanks for becoming a $5 ship bum, Trey. What's up? Glad to have you here. You just made all the left-wing people angry, but I'm sure the right-wing people in the chat are happy to have you.
They're
what's up?
coming all over the place.
They're coming all over the place, Trey. Let me tell you something.
They're coming all over the place.
You know what? I fucking came in a bowl and your mother drank cum soup from me.
What, Leah?
I'm coming for you.
All right, a lot of cum going on right now. Trey Love, thank you, brother. Good to hear from you. And now let's hear from Trey Love 937. Thank you. Now it's Will Tactics.
Oh, Will's chiming in.
Yeah. Smoke weed every day.
What up, Will?
Will Tactics tipped $4.20.
Fuck
This
yeah.
was an okay show. Vince has gotten really good at his character. Forgot we used to hate him years ago. Why Charlotte looking like the cow mascot from Chick-fil-A? Ain't no milk coming out of those titties.
Yeah, she kind of had the Cruella DeVille outfit going on there.
That's what it was. It was a Cruella DeVille
homage
ensemble. Yeah. Basically, homage.
Omelette du fromage.
Homage. Yeah, that's what she was going for.
Yeah,
so.
she looked very. It was a strange outfit. I will say that. I was like, "What the fuck is she dressed like?"
Sorry, I'm all over the place tonight. Not sleeping days. I'm trying.
I feel you. Have to monetize this and out of nowhere and working.
Yeah, you were done for.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Tipped $5. Imagine there is no network and you are still paying $60 a month for this.
Oh.
It was a 5/10 PPV, some good spots but nothing spectacular. Have a great night, Joe and Jake.
Hey, Colonel Stutters, thank you so much for taking $5 and throwing it our way, man.
Yeah,
5 out of
Broski.
10. He's on our page, though. He's on our fucking wavelength there with that score, I think.
Yeah, and he's not wrong. It kills me because had we been paying for this full price, I know I would be giving it a 4 instead of a 6.
It's a good point. It's a good point.
Price does affect value. So
you
I mean,
pay $60
knowing that
for
Peacock
this?
is so reduced in price, they get away with more.
You would have gone to WWE headquarters and stuffed a dildo up your ass and made.
Well, it was getting bad in 2010, 2011, especially 2011. That's when the pay-per-views started to get much more frequent.
Right.
And this is 2 years before the network stuff came about, and they were doing like 15 pay-per-views a year. Each one was $60. WrestleMania was $80 at times, depending on the provider, especially Comcast over here.
Right.
And things were just super expensive, and they expected you to pay for all these pay-per-views, and they were just getting worse and worse. They were ending earlier and earlier, especially when they were brand-specific pay-per-views. Like the SmackDown side would end at 9:30, and then the Raw one would end after 11. So it was never a fair value, and it was ridiculous the way they were running it. It was way too expensive. So when the network came around, that was why it was such a shock, because it was such a great deal.
Yeah, that's why, man, I'll always love the network. People used to bash it, and I used to think, man, it was literally just for 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago that we had to pay all this money for trash. I mean, Jesus Christ, dude, if you paid $60 for this tonight, you're right, I would be raging probably. So, that's
I
a
would
really
be
good
so
point.
infuriated because I felt like that when. What was one of the really bad? Well, I mean, I was really upset with the AEW pay-per-view. What was the most recent one with the explosive barbed wire death match? Was that Full Gear or Revolution?
Yeah.
Revolution, right? That was disappointing to pay for and have that kind of conclusion when they promised such a big ending and it ended up being such a lackluster explosion. And that's why I was so worried building up to the match, too, because I knew those things never turn out right. And lo and behold, that's what we got. What's going on, Daryl? But yeah, thank you, Greg, and everybody in the chat for chiming in, giving us your scores. Really, it wasn't a disappointing night. It had its entertainment value, thankfully. but they didn't do enough to make it intriguing. There was no story here except for the main event that stood out, and that shouldn't be the case. Bayley is an excellent wrestler. Her and Bianca had a good match, but there should be so much more involvement there, and there isn't, because what more could be said with what they've been given? With Rhea Ripley and Asuka and Charlotte, there was no story at all. It was just spot, handicap match.
I really can't
handicap match.
I can't believe how safe the Monday night show is, and how just cookie cutter. It still blows my mind. We're going to go right back to it tomorrow of just this basic stories and.
But you're exactly right. Look, the opening is Raw.
Title changes to make it a good show.
Hit the button.
It was better anyone thought going in. 6.50 R7.
Yeah, I mean, because the wrestling was good. It's just it's lacking so much drama and story and any type of charisma at all. Like there's just nothing to be had for any of it. I know Luke's on hold. I want to hear what he has to say in a bit too. But I mean, so the Raw gave us that women's triple threat in the beginning, which was just pretty much a spot and handicap match. And then we got the third match, which was the zombie stuff. So Raw, again, not doing too hot at all. And then Raw's final outing is Bobby Lashley's triple threat. Already it's a triple threat, so we've had one already from Raw. So this is their second triple threat. So one zombie, two triple threats. And then in this match, they're repeating things that we've already seen multiple times before on Raw with a stage moment just to get Bobby Lashley out of the match for the next 6 minutes.
Yeah, Raw is just terrible. Look at that. That's a great point, Jake, putting all that together. Look what Raw did. Look what SmackDown did. I mean,
SmackDown had it made tonight. They had a good story for their tag titles. Not a great story. Could have been great, but it was good. It was competent, and you could get behind the faces. Can't argue that.
And then Bianca Belair.
Now you have the first father-son team. Bianca Belair is still a good, face champion. Bayley seems like a loon, and it's working. And even though the braid slipped at the end, I still think that she could have gotten the pin regardless, so she didn't really need the hair, even though they focused on that being a weapon. I'm surprised that doesn't lead to DQs, though, with the hair. It's an odd gray area. And, obviously the main event with Roman and Cesaro was fantastic. That alone, if they ended it right away, like I said, would have been an 8.5. But
yeah, I mean, good stuff from SmackDown. I mean, good news for them. That's why their ratings
are
high.
with Charlotte's outfit. I agree with Daryl.
Her pussy.
Divas going under the knife is a tale as old as time. Charlotte Emo has always been that girl that could go like nobody else. Didn't need that Mandy trunk or Carmella rack. Work diminishes her emo.
Wait a minute. Was the last part? Didn't need Mandy trunk or Carmella rack. Work diminishes her, in my opinion. Oh, okay. I thought you said emo. I was like, emo.
Yeah,
I guess.
Yeah, I didn't quite hear it.
Yeah, it's IMO, in my opinion.
But yeah, Adam, you're right on. She didn't need to have the gigantic breasts or the big, booty. And that's some of the stuff that she said to and about Carmella. And, it's not always easy to deal with. She says it's jealousy from the other girls.
I thought Charlotte was naturally kind of pretty, like as a nice, she looks like, I mean, she's got this.
She had a good girl next door look, kind of like Liv does. And she had this like cute but innocent look. I guess if anything, you really want me to sound like a critical asshole. If you look back at Charlotte's first NXT days, the only thing that I would say she could change if she wanted to would maybe be her nose. And even that's pushing it. I don't like plastic surgery. If you don't, desperately need something to be done, avoid it. But if you're not happy with yourself, make yourself happy. As long as she's doing it for her, though, I don't think she is.
Yeah, I don't know what she's doing, but if I was anywhere near her, I'd be like, just put some makeup on. If there's something majorly bothering her, like you said, like, okay. But other than that...
most times you can deal with that with therapy instead of surgery.
The tits were crazy. We said it immediately. We're like, this is nuts. Like, she does not... She looks insane. Like, I mean, she looks
Well, that's
good.
why I felt so bad when her initial nudes had leaked, because you could tell they were like a surgical profile from the way she was standing in front of the mirror, and her boobs looked awkward, and you can tell that they were doing some type of repair job.
But you know what? You can mangle her up. She's still hot. It's okay.
We got a new member.
Ooh, yeah, baby. Let's go.
Oh, I'm hard.
Let's go, Daddy.
I'm so good. Oh, my God, I'm hard for the new member.
Yes! Okay, yes, baby, sticking in Julio's scissors.
Ooh, that made me hard.
You just became a member, baby. Now you're gonna have
not the member, that GIF.
Not only
Tyra Banks having a stroke.
Not only does your member get bigger, but now you're gonna have the green font in the chat. You're gonna have the icons that you can use. So have fun with those, man, and you'll unlock every month. You stay a member. You unlock new icons, which
you become
turns everybody on.
A shitball.
Thank you, Julio.
Charlotte looks like Lacey Evans' evil twin.
Yeah, and that made the Ric Flair storyline even more uncomfortable about her getting pregnant because it looked like Charlotte 2.0.
Right.
That's why that whole thing was so uncomfortable. And Rick even said he wasn't comfortable with it, allegedly. I mean, he could have been saying the opposite then and just changed his tune now, but he's claiming now he was never comfortable with it.
You know he loved it. Put his hand in his pants.
Oh, he put his hand straight up her ass crack. Tried to turn Lacey Evans into a puppet.
That's
Cruella
awesome.
DeVille did not mind the puppies there.
All right, let's inject some crazy into the show. Bring Luke Rojas. What's up, Luke? You sexy little monster.
What's up, motherfucker?
What's up?
Huh?
Oh no, I put JD on by accident.
Nah. Listen, Cronin. I don't do your fucking show. So don't even fucking joke about that.
Oh, we're not on the show. Yeah, we're not on the show. This is the post show.
Don't even fucking joke about it. I'm not playing with you, Cronin. I'm playing with my fucking cat.
All right.
All right?
Mittens.
Schmitzel, what's going on?
Oh, a Jewish cat.
No, I killed Mittens. I found out that he was fucking you. All right? I don't like my pussies being with other fucking men, all right? Understand me, Cronin?
I can't believe you killed your cat. All the years together, I'd never seen you be anything but... You never violent to the cats, just sort of sexual.
Yeah, well, you know what? Fucking Mittens had to fucking learn a lesson.
What did you do?
Now he's fucking dead.
What the hell did you do to Mittens?
So SummerSlam, I think Roman versus Edge single match. Bianca versus Sasha. Charlotte versus Rhea versus Becky. Cobra versus AJ almost top matches.
Ricobro. Oh, RK Bro versus AJ almost top matches. SummerSlam. Roman Reigns versus Edge in a singles match. So Edge is the backup if they don't have The Rock, is what Alexa's sweet ass is saying. What do you think about that, Jay?
That's what's been heard because Edge can say that it was Daniel Bryan that cost him the match, and they could still go with the happy ending, taking away the title from Roman for a brief period of time, and that's when the Usos could win the tag titles, and they can go with that story saying, oh, now we're the head of the table because you don't have your title.
I'm hoping
it's certainly a possibility. I could see, if The Rock's not able or willing to do it, they will gladly bring Edge in around that point in time. So
I don't want The Rock there. Like, why would anybody want The Rock there? Oh, JD left, by the way. Sorry.
Oh yeah, well, take care, JD. So yeah, sadly enough, I do not know, but I mean, who are they going to have after Cesaro now face Roman? I'm not sure.
You can have.
I don't see how they can save this at this point. Like, what excuse does he have?
You could just face Cesaro. You could just They have guys lose all the time. Just because you lost clean doesn't mean you're done for and you can never challenge again. You know what I mean? Like,
it's not that he can never challenge again, but it does put him at the end of the line, like Roman's saying. I mean, that's been Roman's promo this whole time. So if you have Cesaro beat a bunch of people and work his way back up, fine. But
yeah, that's what they're probably going to do. And besides
then
that,
I'm okay with that.
The get sent back to the line thing is a lie because they always say that, and then Drew, you're getting sent back to the line, and then 2 weeks later, Drew's facing me at the pay-per-view. So
well, that's because he ran through all the opponents. Once he beat
there was like three people he beat.
That's
beat
the entire
jobbers.
roster on the Raw side, so he did it all.
He beat 3 jobbers. He literally had to go on the back, and he challenged Ricochet, who was wearing his gay little fedora.
That's it. Same thing as Sheamus Knight. Once you beat up Ricochet, you get one wish.
Yeah,
he's like a genie.
Why did they put?
But instead of rubbing his lamp, you got to finger his butthole. You got to
their placement
get that in there, and then he makes a wish.
They just make no sense whatsoever because, Ricochet the wish. No,
Wishes.
I'm thinking of that video again.
Yeah.
Anyway, they're just so stupid how they book everything. Like, why would you book Why would you have Tamina and Natalya win this past Friday instead of having them win at WrestleMania? It was the exact same match.
Same match.
And what was the point of keeping it on Nia and Shayna? Like, oh my God, I just couldn't get enough of them eating up fucking every single fucking night of television. They are on.
Well, yeah, because they've been on Raw and SmackDown, even NXT at one point in time. So they've been all over the place, like you said. And a few people let us know. I mean, King JC said on Twitter first, he said that Paul Heyman said, wrestling without crowds is the difference between sex and masturbation. Sex is with someone and it's wonderful. It's intimate and it's give and take. Masturbation is just by yourself. And he's right. It sucks. Without a crowd, it's killing wrestling because it's not wrestling. It's not right. It doesn't feel right. It's just unnatural. You need fans in attendance for wrestling to work. You need that back and forth give and take. They're trying still. It's just not working, though.
Yeah, because it was so great. You know, you look back before the crowds. I mean, fantastic show, Paul. What the fuck are you talking about, you idiot? Shut the fuck up. Like, not you, but Paul.
No, but it certainly does make it better when there are fans there, because then there's something they can judge that isn't working or things they can react to. I mean, right, for so long now, I think it's been so bad because they have no genuine fan interaction to see what's going over and what isn't. Because they see things on Twitter, but they don't exactly listen to that landscape much unless it benefits them. So when you don't have live fans booing, what do you get? That the Thunderdome is told what to boo and cheer.
But they always say the same. They always not. It's not just Paul. It's like every other wrestler I see. Yeah, man, we just can't tell because you can't tell what's good and what's bad. Well, even when you could tell when things were good or bad, and the fucking fans were booing something, you would do it anyway. So it doesn't matter. Like that's why I think all of this shit where it's like, oh well, you know, stuff is really hard. Like I don't care. You're getting paid millions, and your show sucks. So and it's not going to get better because you have people there. And I don't give a shit. It just feels like more like, I don't know, it feels like excuses of why our show stinks, and it's not our fault. It's because we don't have any fans. And then what are you gonna rely on when you do get audience back? You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. So that's why they need to start listening to fans.
They're ridiculous because it was bad when the fans were here. The fucking
exactly, but it only got worse as the pandemic came and the fans were away.
Right.
No, and like Buff Egan just said, Blood and Guts was an embarrassment. You know, they said 30 years it's set us back, but then you have zombies pretending to eat the Miz tonight. So
yeah, when you gotta have the zombies there. I made a video about that, about how I know that some idiot named Peter Rosenberg probably is gonna get on Twitter and be like, well, you know, nothing in wrestling really makes sense anyway. What, you gonna tell me wrestling is supposed to make sense now? Well, yeah. And then fucking and I know someone also is probably gonna say, well, The Undertaker and Kane did silly. No. The Undertaker and Kane, what they did makes sense. Because they're like spiritual. And what they did was like legitimately kind of scary and interesting. The zombie shit, what the fuck does The Miz, John Morrison, or Damian Priest's feud at all? What does that have to do with zombies?
Nothing.
It doesn't. That's the thing. It just ties into Batista's movie with zombies. That's it. The Netflix deal. And they have a PR guy send out a tweet from Batista, air quotes, that says, "Sorry, I couldn't be there. I sent zombies instead." Yeah, thanks, Batista.
Go fuck you. Why don't you go fuck your
go deal with
pedophile
the pedophiles
friend
in Hollywood. Go take them out one by one.
It would have been great if it was a fake Batista account.
Yeah,
it wasn't even the real Batista.
Like when she,
like when they quoted the fake Meltzer account years ago.
Yeah, when they quoted the, or when they had JD's account and Alexa got mad at the fake JD.
That's one. The one with the like fucking homophobic name that she was like tweeted out. Thank you for telling me.
Gady.
Hey, let's go ahead and quickly since we're bashing on Batista, let's relive the rant from my other podcast real quick. Let's relive the rant. COVID, I'm not gonna feel bad for him. Yeah. You know what, Dave Batista, we get it, bro. Listen, I'm not saying I like Trump either, but I'm just saying, bro. You know, I'm not gonna feel bad for him. Yeah, you know what? You go feel bad for your friend, your director of Guardians of the Galaxies. Go feel bad for your director who said that he all kinds of jokes about f***ing kids and having sex with kids. Remember when Dave Batista was like, "Oh my God, stop making fun of James Gunn. He's a good guy." Dave Bautista is a fake piece of shit. This fucking guy doesn't care if James Gunn talks about fucking kids, having sex with kids. Go Google James Gunn's fucking tweets about kids. Now, I think most of them were jokes too, but they were really kind of fucked up. But I've made a lot of jokes myself, to be honest. So, like, you know what I mean? It's not that big a deal. My thing is that Dave Bautista is a hypocrite. Other people he wants to scold and ban them and get them fucking blocked and get them fucking their voices taken away and they should be dead and I hope they die and all this other stuff. But James Gunn, oh my God, he's a great guy. You don't understand. Yeah, but he said he wants to, the little kids' buttholes should be. Oh, who cares? It's a little weird, dude, when you attack grown men for like grown men type of behavior, but when you get like, but then you defend grown men who talk about little buttholes and assholes and kids and stuff. It's a little bit weird, Batista. I think Batista fucks kids. I mean, I'm just gonna say it right now. Listen, I don't know that. It's not proof. It's a speculation. I have no proof of this whatsoever. It's probably not real, but I don't know, bro. I think I don't know. I think Batista fucks kids, dude. I don't know, man. I'm just saying. I'm not all those muscles, dude. Look at this guy, dude. He's got like 4 breasts on his back right here. What the fuck is going on here, dude? I walk alone. No, you don't. You walk with little Timmy and little Toby, you fucking pedo.
Listen to uncensored versions of Meant to Offend on iTunes, Spotify.
That you walk with little Timmy.
I don't know, bro. That fucking always. That's what I think of whenever Batista makes any news. I think of me just fucking calling him a fucking rapist.
He said something really annoying that I like. That makes me not like him even more. He said something about The Rock and John Cena. He's like, no. The Rock and John Cena, they're movie stars. I'm an actor.
Right.
Like, shut the fuck up. You suck. That's why everybody you play either doesn't talk or talks like an idiot.
Yeah, he said it not that long ago. He's like the Rock. He was slamming the Rock's movie career. He's like, I have a real career, and the Rock is not a great actor. And
what is he on crack?
No matter what you think of the Rock, but I think the Rock's a good actor. But he just keeps attacking the Rock. He's do not compare me to the Rock or John Cena. Everyone does it. Those guys are wrestlers who became movie stars. I'm something else. I was a wrestler. Now I'm an actor.
See, I don't know if he's
what's
trying
the
to be
fucking difference?
He's a psycho, is what he is. I told you, he's a psycho.
Well, I mean, really, what's the difference, though? Because they came back to wrestling, but really, they did the same as you. You came back to Give Me What I Want, Mania. You were just back.
Give me what I want.
2 years ago.
I don't
give
do
me
that
what I
wrestling
want
stuff anymore, man. Like I don't do that anymore, man. Like
he's breaking out all these names. He's like, I want to work with Sam Mendes and Jodie Foster. I want to work with Academy Award winners. That's not the kind of stardom I want. I don't care about Fast and Furious or Bumblebee. I want to be in Dune. I want to work with when he gives all these different names and everything.
Yeah, but you'll be in like those Marvel movies that are basically
you're playing
the same
Drax.
thing.
That's so detailed and difficult to play as a character.
Well, I didn't
no
do
sarcasm included.
I didn't do it because of that. I did it because of the intricate script. Just really great script writing.
I hate everything he says. He sounds like a douchebag, and he talks in that.
He's walking around with all those friggin'
soft radio voice
outfits. Yeah, it's all bullshit. He's so pretentious now. It's awful.
He's got a cool way of talking in the microphone.
He's all right too. It's just I'm joking, but it's like that's weird that he said that.
Shit bomb. But he said it multiple times. There's so many clips that we have.
Adam Talmage, what's up, Adam?
I'm kinda okay with a possible Seth/Roman angle cause they've reinvented themselves. Again, kinda okay with it. Roman wins, then Brock shows up.
Maybe, Adam, but you know what? Then they're gonna have to build up Seth a little bit because Seth right now is a goof. I don't believe Seth could beat anybody either, and Cesaro beat Seth. So it's like
I love Seth.
I think he's wearing Bob Ross's painting smock to the ring.
Did you hear him do the laugh? Did you hear him do the evil laugh?
Yeah, he did the evil jeans laugh, and he's wearing Bob Ross's painting smock. I mean, seriously, he's done for
havoc. Besides that dumbest thing ever, Cornette is about to have a field day. Good lord.
I hope he does.
Shut the fuck up about Cornette.
Hey, I like Cornette. I like listening to his shit because I don't agree with everything he says either, but he's certainly entertaining.
Really?
I think he's a jackass. I think he's also like the stuff that he says about I just don't like that he goes off on like Chris Jericho still to this day about being a Trump supporter when he's always known that.
I wouldn't
Hey, sorry, this donation is not related to WWE, but I just wanted to say there are some really funny videos on YouTube from the MAGA Trump supporters melting down enraged at the election result. Remember Nerdy and Bullfrog thought he would stay in office, haha.
That's actually kind of funny when you think about it. Where is Nerdy?
Nerdy killed himself when the Trump verdict came in.
That's what it is.
Good.
Trump won and Nerdy killed himself. Hey,
Well, no, we saw Nerdy a few months ago when I came back.
Did you just donate to
months.
Joe?
Really?
Thank you for the donation.
That's what I'm saying. It's been months.
And because you donated, I'm going to feast myself in the bunghole.
What up, baby?
Thanks for the awesome content, brothers. WWE went down once it went public. Just like Bad Baby Law.
Yeah, I mean, you might be right, Joe Snow Bunny lover.
That happens a lot of times when things go public because then they have to answer to a board, and that's what WWE had. And then they had a board of creators, and they had a board of directors, and then they had more meetings and more people to answer to, and a whole deal of stocks to send out to people that bought stuff, and it's a different world.
How can you say
they got all of this, but yet their security team can't stop a horde of zombies murdering two of their wrestlers?
Smoke weed every day.
I mean, come on.
Joe and Jake only watched a bit of the PPV last 3 matches. Man, way good. Woman botched a bit but solid. Just finished watching RVD icons. Safe to say there will never be another guy like him. Here's a 420 for RVD and all. My smokers.
What up, Smoke Up Most Blaze? I gotta watch that later, yeah.
There'll never be anybody like anybody. I hate people who say that. I'm
Yeah,
sorry I'm being all mad, but I hate when people are like, there'll never be someone like him. Well,
there'll never be another Eddie Guerrero, or never be, obviously, because there's only one of everybody.
But you have to sound great. You're like a great person now because you said he's not like
Batista, you are an idiot. Saying you are different from the book when you make a big gruff guy whose life is changed by a little girl's movie 2 years ago, only coping the movie The Game Plan with The Rock from 2006. Fuck you and your butt-pumping friends.
Oh.
Yeah, he literally copied that movie, and same thing with the Stuber movie as well. That's a ripoff of another thing.
That was the script.
How can you say you like Jim Cornette?
Joe, if you're listening, you stupid fuck. He looks like one of those guys that from Long Island that wants to be a white rapper, but he's 30-something years old, lives in his parents' basement with the droopy cap and the whatever, but he thinks he's Howard Stern, and he's got a cool way of talking in the microphone, and he's a shock jock or whatever, and somehow or another he accumulates followers on Twitter. It's fucking pathetic. So please, nobody listen to anything involving a guy named Joe Cronin because it's just so fucking sad.
What part of that is factually inaccurate?
That's a good point.
I mean,
it's a good point.
Well, yeah, at the time you were living under your mom's in your mom's basement.
It was her living
room. Then you had to lie about it. You're like, no, I'm not. I've got 3 kids.
What sucks is because the one time Cornette was on here, you and him were hilarious, and you guys bounced back and forth and worked great together. And it was what's his name?
Kenny Bolin.
Kenny Bolin.
Bolin, yeah, Star Maker. When he turned into a shithead by pulling.
I don't think he turned into one. I think he just always.
Well, when he revealed to be more so.
You want to hear a second of it? You want to hear quick? We got a clip right here.
Hey King, here comes Jerry Lawler. Hey King, do you think we can get an autograph? And he was, why do they call you King? I said, well, Jerry, I'm a pretty athletic guy back at LaGrange Middle School. Yeah. And I'm the king of kickball. I own kickball in LaGrange, and they call me the king of kickball. And I want you to know he went away for a little while, and I thought he either quit or got fired. I didn't know what happened. And when he showed back up, he had a beautiful crown, somewhat very similar to the one I have here, only red. And he was wearing all this garb and everything, and he was calling himself Jerry the King Lawler. Well, you know what? I was too young and too stupid back then to realize I'd been ripped off, to realize that I'd been hooshgouged, that I'd been buffaloed for a change. And he stole my name. But
you've been railroaded, ramrodded,
hoosh gouged, shim-shammed,
fucked up the ass,
bamboozled.
Bamboozle, thank you.
Everything you've just said is completely fictitious.
How did you say that? You think I could make something like that up? That I was the king of kickball?
It's so far away from the truth, it can't see the truth with binoculars.
So Jerry down in Memphis, when he realized that I had.
This is before these guys had a falling out, which they will have. You'll see in a minute.
March 16, 2017.
Haven't they had like 6
all
falling
kinds of
outs or
records are going to be
whatever?
broken today.
Couple inside a buffet as
And
well.
the happy
We're a
birthday
Golden
to
Corral,
himself,
actually,
Kenny
I believe.
Bolin. This is Kenny Bolin's birthday. Kenny, how do you feel on your birthday?
I tell you what, I'm pretty damn sure it's a national holiday.
I'm not
my
kidding
birthday,
either.
March the 16th. A lot of people didn't think I was going to see my birthday this year, including our special guest that we have tonight. Is our special guest there yet, Joe? Do we have him yet?
Let's see.
Can you hear me?
I wish you didn't see your birthday.
Not over this terrible music.
Yeah, well, for one thing, I'm repulsed by this whole fucking procedure we've gone through here. We've already done probably the 5 best minutes we're going to do on the show before we went on the show. But first of all, I can see you on video, Star Maker.
He's right. We did do like this. So like he called up and we were on the phone together, and I said something, and then Kenny went off, and then Jimmy went off, and then I went off, and then Jim really went off, and then we were dying about something. And then he goes, well, fuck this, because we just did the best shit we would have done on the fucking show, and it's not even... And I go, and I'm not recording. And Jim Cornette goes, oh, fuck you. Because I wasn't recording.
Good. Hey, what do you think of that? How do you like that shirt?
Happy birthday. This is one of your birthdays under one of your identities on one of your birth certificates.
Well, this particular license says today's my birthday, the Kenny Bolin.
Well,
Others.
I'm not going to talk about the drivers.
So for the people that remember, I hosted Bolin's show on my channel a couple times, and that was one of them. We had a great time, man. That got a lot of views, 22,000 views. Very nice time. Obviously, we all got along really well. I didn't get to say too much because we had Cornette and fucking Bolin.
But as it turned into more, you got to do more with
it was
Star
fun.
Maker, and
we
then
always
it
had
was
fun
getting
with
good.
Jim.
But
that's why Jim knew how to bury me, because he'd been around. He's like, I know what you look like. I know everything about you. Except in the burial, he still said I was from New York, and he doesn't understand. Like, it's like Boston.
The only reason
Jimmy.
he buried you though was because of the shit that happened with Kenny, and then it got lumped in with the Santino Morella bullshit.
Right.
He thought that was
I love
involved
it.
with that, when that wasn't the case.
I wish that
He kind of took that as an insult, thinking you were like making fun of him. When that wasn't the offer at all. You were like, hey, if you want to talk about this, or if you want money, I'll throw money your way.
Mhm.
But what's your side? And he took it as an insult somehow.
Someday, if I remember where it is, I'll pull up the whole.
Because I even got
podcast.
trashed for that one.
It was
Lumped into
funny.
it, and it was funny, but
it was
Well,
funny.
you deserve it.
I still
you
listen.
fat fuck.
Hey,
No, but
listen
the
here,
point is,
you
we love Jim
young
anyway.
bastard.
I don't care if he hates us. I love Jim. I do. I think he's great. It's funny. Fuck. I love him.
And I don't agree with everything he says, but he's still entertaining. I still like listening to him. But
I don't really like him that much. I never really liked him. I just everything he says is like some of his ideas I get, and some of it's like, okay, yeah, I can totally understand why you hate that, and I can see where you're coming from. But other times it's just like a completely outdated look on wrestling.
yeah,
And
like
then
his look on female wrestling. There can only be one women's match a night, and they better not do any type of hardcore or stunt, or like he has a very closed mindset on women's
And then it's
wrestling.
clear that he's being fake about some of his opinions, because I don't think I don't believe all the there's only one, there should be only one woman's. It just feels like he's trying to sound like an asshole or something.
No, I think because he's got such
that's really how he feels.
And I don't want to say elders mindset, but like an old school booking mindset of wrestling.
But
That's
then
how he
he'll
would have
attack
booked it in Smoky
Jericho.
Mountain, and he would have had it that way going forward. Like that's what he wanted.
Yeah,
That's how he wanted to book, and that's what Vince Russo used to argue against
lot of
him
people
all the
think-
time on, because Cornette only wanted one females match or whatever per night, and Russo wanted to build it into bra and panties matches and all this type of shit, and do the stripper
Well, it's a
angles.
genius idea.
And
It's a
well,
genius
it
idea.
sold at the time, but
a lot of people think Cornette's. They think Cornette's. They think Cornette's working a lot because he's so ridiculous, but in truth, he's not. It's the same way with me. When he went on a rant about me, I'm like, oh, he must be just fucking around or something. But he was dead serious. Like, and he's absolutely. It's very strange. I don't know. Like, listen to this second. And by the way, The video.
And it all stemmed from one big misunderstanding too.
The video. I don't think it is a misunderstanding to me. I think he actually.
I think he didn't like.
I think he did not like what I did on Twitter. I'm dead serious.
But I don't think he took that as an insult though, and that's not how you meant it. Is what I'm saying.
No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You can't even get in with it. Like once you fuck up, once you're done, like make one mistake. Like this, you can go back with Kevin Owens. That's exactly how it was.
Oh yeah, he's done it to so many people. The Brian Zanes, kind of where he just writes
Kevin
them off.
Owens had one bad interaction with him, basically like saying that he disagreed with his booking, and something else happened, and then like now, I hate Kevin Owens, and he's just I just don't view him as this. Like it's clear that you just don't like him. Like it's not that you don't think he's talented.
Yeah, he does take a lot of his feelings and uses that.
And pickle liquor. I'd like to just mention there, Joe Cronin. Remember, we talked to him once because he was a Star Maker Bowling had him doing his show.
I talked to Cornette like 9 times, by the way. He's like not even telling the truth here.
For a little while, and Bolin fired him because.
All right, first of all, let's set the record straight, right? You fucking four-eyed cunt. You talk to me.
Wow, that voice right there. My voice. I must have been sick. Not only did I sound very deep voiced, but I was in a room with an echo, and it really made it sound good.
You did an interview with me in Rhode Island once. You saw me.
Wow,
from somebody in.
Whatever his fucking Twitter thing is, and Jim Cornette, you want to come on?
I love the way he fucking. Oh my god, I love the way that Cornette like explains how I like. He's probably exactly what I said because he's like, "Hey."
So I love Cornette. If you guys want to listen to that, I'll put it up. I'll post it in case you forget it. Want to hear it again? You've heard it a million times probably. If you're new, maybe you never heard it and you want to listen to it. Go have fun. It's me just breaking down and reacting to Jim talking shit, which obviously is like it's like a mark-out moment because we love this guy, and him burying you is like a dream come true. Being buried by Cornette is like
people spend $500 on Cameo to get buried.
Right.
So.
Exactly. So I love it. I love it. Fuck, I love the guy, even though he hates me. I don't care. I know why he doesn't like me, and I know why he got mad, and I get it. I do get it. I was being a
rumor
weirdo.
has it you're not still hated.
Well, I'm sure I'm not really hated.
How would you know? Did he make a comment on him or something?
There was the Wrestle Talk. People like to go ahead and talk. So.
Yeah. Wrestle Talk, the great YouTube channel.
No, Wrestlers Talk.
No, Wrestle Talk. If I ever hear them talk, I want to choke them. Fucking. Oh, you know what's going on with Charlotte? And she had a match with the WWE, and I wanted and subscribe now. Dude, I would choke that guy. I ever see Ole Davis or whatever. I ever see you outside, brother. I'm gonna take your vocal cords out, but with my own.
You want to beat
cock.
up Mr. Davis? That's a hell of a boxing match.
I'm gonna rip my cock off my body and beat you in the head with it. If I ever see.
I don't mind those guys.
You remember a few weeks ago the story of someone taking pictures of Charlotte changing in locker room?
Oh.
That was me all along. Then I tucked her backstage like Elizabeth back in day. Take that, Rick. Would play my music, Joe.
You son of
Luger
a bitch.
Again. You struck.
Oh my god.
Silly bastard.
Here he comes, the specimen.
The American Express, the Light Express is here. It's the WWF Superstars. Sorry.
It is funny though, I'm sure he still doesn't care for you, but I don't think he hates you as much anymore. But it is amusing how
I'm still blocked.
People have this certain mindset.
Jake, when I lost my Twitter account and I got a new Twitter account, shit bomb. He blocked it.
You become
that was a while ago though.
Shit bomb.
But immediately.
When it's all said and done, where will Jericho rank? He's not Austin or Rock, but if we're being honest, his resume is damn near unmatched.
You missed out. In fact, we all missed out. I did a podcast with Drew the other day, like wrestlers of the 90s or whatever, and we did all the wrestlers of the 90s. Jericho isn't on that list, I don't believe, and he's not actually. So,
there was an article posted that was pretty ridiculous in its picking of the top 10.
Top 20.
He might top 20?
No, I think Jericho.
All those articles.
I think Jericho.
But what I'm saying is this article had a top 10 of like the top stars of the 90s.
That's the one. That's the one.
People off, and
they put Raven on. They put fucking Raven on number 10.
Yeah.
Raven, dude, top 10 top stars of the 90s. Number 10 is fucking Raven.
And number 1 was Bob Backlund, right?
No, it was like Austin
no,
or
it was
somebody.
the Patriot.
I don't think it was Austin.
But dude, didn't they leave? They left off. Didn't they leave off like Ric Flair, Sting, or somebody? Like Sting.
They left off a couple big names, like the Undertaker was one.
Undertaker was left off. That's what it was. Undertaker's not on it, but fucking Raven is.
Yeah, there's a few names, and I was just like,
Dude,
I can sort of understand why Undertaker wouldn't be on it because
Why?
I think his second half of his career was like the stuff where I really remember him. Where I think he.
Well, you
became,
weren't
like, a
alive
true
when he was
legend.
doing that stuff in the 90s, right?
Yeah, but he was so over in the 90s. Even as a heel, he was cheered. That ministry
But that's
stuff
just a
was
personal
massive.
experience for me.
Yeah,
it's
I grew up watching him in the 2000s.
From when he first debuted, you had kids crying in the arena and Survivor Series because they were afraid of him. And then from there, he just,
Oh yeah, I forgot
took off.
he debuted in the 9. I thought he debuted in like late 8. Yeah, okay, then that makes no sense why he isn't there. Okay, I was.
Well,
I was
no,
like,
I mean, I get what you're saying. It's just think about like he had the feud with Hogan. He won the he won the WWF title.
When he lost it like 5 days later because Hogan cried about it.
I thought it was 2 days later.
He dropped me on my head, man.
He
Texas,
wrestled,
whatever it is, Tuesday in Texas.
I don't know why he dropped me on my head, brother.
WrestleMania.
He had to get the title right back, of course.
He wasn't.
It took him a year to get the title from Hogan.
And Taker was really sad. He thought he really hurt him. He was like, I can't believe I did that, man. I can't believe it.
And then even when he dealt with injury, like the orbital socket injury to his face, they gave him the Phantom of the Opera mask to wrestle with. He just didn't get time off, and then he just kind of kept reinventing himself as time went on. And then he did the ministry stuff, and then eventually, the American Badass, then Big Evil, then he came back to the ministry again. Like he always kept things, interesting. So
I think he was a better character in the 90s because I like all his older shit than I like in terms of his character work, like him building caskets. I liked that when I watched the Undertaker DVD. But I think his matches, his body of work got really, really great somewhere around like in the mid 2000s.
Think about this, right? Like he had WrestleMania 7 or WrestleMania 8, with Jake Roberts. WrestleMania 9 wasn't very good. WrestleMania 10 he wasn't there. WrestleMania 11, it was a bad one, but like it was the matches in between those times that were good, like SummerSlam, like Undertaker versus Undertaker, Undertaker versus Hogan early on for a second, Undertaker versus at SummerSlam when they had against Yokozuna with the Walker Texas Ranger thing during the Undertaker stuff.
Undertaker versus that big black piece of shit guy that he would face. What was his name?
Mr. Hughes.
What was the guy he faced? He was a big fat black guy when he had the mask.
Oh, when he had the mask on.
It wasn't Kamala, the greatest wrestler ever.
He did beat Kamala too. He beat Kamala. He wrestled Shawn Michaels early on, but then of course the Undertaker. Then when he won the title again, at WrestleMania 13, right?
It was an afterthought. His whole title win was like an afterthought.
Yeah, but he won the title. It was a showcase there. WrestleMania 12. It was WrestleMania. Really, WrestleMania 14. That was great. That was not just the match. It was really the build-up was unbelievable. I could quote the promos of that build. It was unbelievable, man. And that's the only WrestleMania I was ever at. I was at that WrestleMania.
That feud means a lot to me because when I really started getting into wrestling, it was around 2010 when Undertaker and Kane were actually having a feud. That it wasn't good, by the way, but when I was a kid, I loved it. So when I found out when I got like this Hell in a Cell DVD or whatever, and the first match was Shawn Michaels and the Undertaker, and the match ended with Kane. It fucking like blew my tits off. I was like, "That's fucking Kane!" But he's wearing a mat. Like that shit opened up a whole new world to me for wrestling and got me more into old school wrestling. So
I never thought of it that way. Somebody that might have only seen Kane as unmasked, and like from your perspective, that's crazy. So I've always known him as the masked and then unmasked version that I never cared for.
What's crazy is I didn't know he was Isaac Yankem for a while at first, and then when I found out that, I was like, "What?" When 15, I was like, "Oh, this."
What?
Yeah, I was like,
No
wait.
way.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was. I was like, wait, what? Like, whoa, oh my god, like where? Oh.
That I knew, but I didn't know about the other one for a long time that he was in Smoky Mountain. What the hell was it? The one where he was like a
I
Christmas.
never knew about that. I fucking
Wait
had
a
no
second.
clue.
Are you telling me that Kane is a character?
Yeah, that because my buddy knew about the fake Diesel and fake, all Razor and all that stuff, and
Now
so,
that was just a difficult time in his life. Then he became back to normal Kane, right? Because are you telling me wrestling's
that's
fake?
when he became Kane. Yeah, so
oh yeah,
yeah. He had a horrible time in his life where he was a dentist, but then he went back to being a deranged monster. And
I won't touch you.
He went from dentist to cool guy to monster. Oh, Unabomb. There we go. That's what it was.
And I want to take a
Unabomber.
porcupine.
Yeah, I think we're really good. I think we got to get out of here. I think we're good, man. 5 out of 10 for me tonight. Pretty good, but not so good at the same time. Not bad.
5.5.
5.5. That's what I said.
5.5.
Okay.
That main event was really great.
Yeah,
I don't think Cesaro is buried. I think he can totally come back from it. This proved him not tapping out, or you know what I mean, like him almost getting out of it like 3 times.
Yep.
Nobody has done that to the guillotine. Nobody. So that puts him over right there.
And he needs that
because it just sucks to the ending.
all he has is
so
his
clean.
wrestling, so he needs that too to look like a really good wrestler and a tough guy.
Yeah, you can't have. We also, like Roman needed to be a little bit more, like, because a lot of his wins were because of Jey Uso. So now they're starting to put him on a trend where like he's winning matches cleanly. So that's good. But I think that, totally Roman should lose the belt at SummerSlam to Cesaro, not to Edge, not to The Rock. The Rock is he's like 53 now, isn't he? Or some type of it. How old
he's
is
got to
he?
be like 47 or something, 48,
Yeah,
47.
I don't give a shit about The Rock. I don't want to see him in the ring. He wasn't. The Rock was great when he was younger. When he came back, I'm going to tell you right now, the main event he had with John Cena, while it was built up great, it sucks. I watched it back the other day. It sucks.
He's 49.
And then the match that he had again with John Cena sucked even more because all it was finishers.
No, I got to tell you, Rojas, The Rock was never that great. Like, I never liked him that much in the ring. I didn't like his sort of soft way he moved around. But what I did like about The Rock is his kicks and his punches. The Rock,
I like those too.
Yeah, he had a charismatic way. Like, if you saw The Rock, if you saw someone else doing The Rock's mannerisms in the ring, you'd be like, he's doing The Rock. So I like that. The Rock was pretty good. His matches,
yeah, he had his own style and his own moves and his own way of moving. Like, he did this weird flutter. It was like when he would go to kick, his leg would flail a little bit, or his hand. You would see he would enunciate and like overpronounce everything to make it that much more amplified for the audience. And it just, that way of selling was so unique to him that it worked so well.
Yeah, it was good too. I liked The Rock back then. I think The Rock had some really great matches. I don't know if necessarily. I think he was decent at wrestling.
No, he was good. No, he
was
good.
Really good. He wasn't on the upper echelon, but he was really good.
Yeah.
But it also was, when they who he can work with obviously elevated him.
Yeah, obviously. When he had matches with Angle, it was always great. Not just because Angle is great, but because The Rock, like with Roman or Cena, they can't work very well with everybody. If you put fucking The Rock against Big Show, obviously the match is gonna be fucking dog turds. But if you have The Rock versus The Undertaker, you have a great match. So
exactly. They had stuff that worked, and the problem was that neither The Rock really nor Stone Cold had that long of a career, but especially not Stone Cold. I mean, he got robbed with the neck injuries and everything that happened. I mean, he was barely in his prime when he got taken out of it and never got a chance back. And then The Rock went to Hollywood and didn't have that. I mean, he really could have had so much more of an illustrious career. He didn't do everything.
I think The Rock has hurt wrestling more. Rock and John Cena have hurt wrestling to me in a way because when they talk about wrestling, they talk about it like it's a fucking joke, and I know that it wrestling, ha 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 ha.
I don't think so. I think they always show respect for the wrestling.
Yeah, I don't know what you're saying there.
They do that fake respect thing where they give the smile, the big smile, like, well, I play
the character of The Rock, The Rock, like they like poke fun of it.
Do
and
they?
kind of like.
I haven't heard them do that because Cena especially has always been like above
John
and
Cena's
beyond.
the worst. He's like, listen, I get that wrestling nobody takes it seriously, and that's fine. But when like the little stupid laughs that they do, like, oh, it's so silly. It's like there's a reason why nobody takes wrestling seriously anymore, because past wrestlers are not only leaving for Hollywood, but they're like laughing about it and like, oh, that was, I mean, obviously people can't see me. Oh yes, those goofy wrestling things like that. Like that's how I
just
feel.
haven't seen that. I'm not doubting you, but it's just nothing I've seen. I've always seen them be both respectful. So
the fake sincerity.
Even if it is coming from a place that isn't genuine and they're just saying it to say it, I still have always heard them be pretty faithful to McMahon and the wrestling business, especially Vince.
I feel like it's fake sincerity, and also I just feel like they're always laughing at it. And then when you really look at it, like, oh, wrestling, I owe my life to wrestling. I can't do these certain dates though because I have to do the Teen Choice Awards. I have to do that. Sorry.
I get that they're. Listen, I get that they're annoying with their Hollywood stuff and whatever, but I think there's a lot of other wrestlers who are actually in the company right now that do that. That do what you just said.
Twitter by breaking kayfabe.
But we got to get out of here. Rojas, thanks for coming on, brother.
No problem. Suck my cum.
Oh my God! What the fuck?
What an ending.
Suck my cum is the last thing.
What a Luke ending.
I love it. But yeah, I think there's actually women wrestlers and other wrestlers, male wrestlers, but right now in the company who act like that. Like, it's just a fucking. It's like, dude, you're here. Don't do that. I don't think Cena and The Rock really do that much. I get the pretentious Hollywood.
Braun and Roman having one of the biggest feuds of the summer for SummerSlam, and then there's Braun posting photos of him and Roman hanging out together on vacation.
Right. See, that's stupid.
That's the stuff that's worse than anything. And they're not. I'm sorry, Luke. Rare bad take, but if he shows me something, I don't want to be like, oh, that guy where I need proof. I've never seen it. I've always seen The Rock, especially, and Cena. I don't know. And yeah, Broken Gaz is right. Gazmania says, why would The Rock ever shit on wrestling when his daughter's in WWE now too?
Yeah, I know what Rojas is kind of trying to say, like their pretentiousness in Hollywood, but
they don't really have any more passion left for wrestling, is what he's saying, and that I agree with, because they're beyond that now. It's beneath them, and that shouldn't be how it is, but that is how it is. I mean, The Rock is not going to go above and beyond to make it for WrestleMania. Neither is Cena. Neither one of them did. They didn't do anything to try. But
I'll tell you what, Rojas was knocking it out of the park until that comment. He was killing it, and then he said that, and he lost me. It was great. I love it though. He's 18. He's smarter than fucking most of the 30-year-olds who watch this shit. It's fucking amazing. I love Rojas. Go check out his channel. He goes on rants. It's great.
And we just got to clear the black cloud above us. It'll be good.
And what up to Luis Antonio Alejandro? What he said last night. What a psycho. I love you, Luis.
Everybody, all these wrestlers willing to do podcasts, and as soon as it's, you're going to come out of nowhere, then you get crickets.
Yeah.
We're going to get rid of this black cloud. So if you guys want to see people on this show, like Joe always says, tweet them. Tell them. Come talk to us.
We'll have to kill Joe to get them on here.
I might have to. We're going to put you in a mask, Joe.
I actually gave up. I don't even reach out to anybody anymore. But we've had like 45 people on the show, so I'm not really worried. But we're out of here, guys. Hit the like button, subscribe, all that stuff. 2 away on Patreon from 300 patrons. If you missed Corrupted Podcast, go check it out. Plus, the Monetize This audio should be up tomorrow. Last week's has been up all week, so if you missed that, that's up. So much to check out. Jake DeMarco, hit him up on Twitter at Countdown Ended. I'm at JCS Commentary. And you're in hell. Thanks for subbing all the new subs. What up? Every single day, usually, I produce something on here, so be around and be ready. Be wet. Be willing and able.
They're coming all over the place.